Several Montreal-area paramedics say their new dispatch system is plagued with problems, and they worry it could affect how fast they're able to get to patients in an emergency. In May, Urgences-santé replaced its old computer-assisted dispatch system used to connect dispatchers to ambulances on the road with a whole new model. The organization, which offers emergency services in Montreal and Laval, says the system was more than 10 years old and wouldn't be able to handle necessary updates. But some on the front line say it's not going well. CBC News spoke with 5 paramedics who say they've been sent out to respond to 911 calls erroneously. In those cases, another team had already handled the call and it reappeared in the system, or several ambulances were sent to the same call. CBC is not naming them because, as their union confirms, a clause in their contract prevents them from speaking publicly in a way that could harm the reputation of their employer.
If an ambulance is sent twice on the same call, obviously that second ambulance that could be used somewhere else is causing delays for other calls.
Paramedics said these glitches occasionally happened with the old system, but they ramped up in the first few months after the new model was implemented. A few told us they were still happening in the fall. 2 described a more serious situation, incidents where they had been preparing to get the door opened by force because they couldn't get a response from the patient, only to find out the person had already been transported to hospital by another team. Urgences-santé and the union representing paramedics say they don't have any reports of doors being mistakenly broken down. But overall, the Syndicat du Préhospitalier says it's received several complaints from members about the new system, often referred to as CAD, or by its French acronym, RAO.
The union absolutely believes that the RAO is causing significant delays with in its current condition. And we can see that by all of the reports that were being sent by multiple different paramedics, signaling different situations.
Like with every new system, there are growing pains, there's adaptations.
Urgences-santé acknowledges there have been issues, mainly those old calls that he says used to resurface in the system when it first launched, but insists there has been no impact on patient care.
There are some glitches that we need to iron out, obviously, as for any new software that we install. So glitches are to be expected. They were anticipated to a certain extent, and measures were taken and are still being taken to make sure that those kinds of situations don't happen again.
He says the old system needed to be replaced. It also lays the groundwork to accommodate more high-tech features in the future and comply with upcoming federal government requirements. For example, people who call 911 will need to be able to send videos, photos, and text messages, but that is yet to come. For now, it's about getting the new program up and running. It's also the first step in a Quebec government effort to get all the ambulance dispatch programs unified across the province. Public documents show the goal is to improve pre-hospital care by fostering collaboration between different dispatch centers. Documents say a unified system would also help provide a more global point of view from the data it collects, which would help guide public service decisions. But the union says paramedics still have concerns about the new program. That includes reported incidents where the system didn't seem to capture the ambulance's location through GPS, sometimes for entire shifts. He says if dispatchers aren't able to see the ambulance on the map, it can be difficult for them to decide which one to send on a call.
You'd either have ambulances that would be completely forgotten about, or they would have to very often be called upon to see, okay, what's your location?
Urgences-santé denies that. Dufresne says there are no problems with the GPS system, and when choosing the ambulance to send on a call, dispatchers take other factors into account in addition to location, including the priority of the call and where paramedics are on their shift. Another issue? Most paramedics we spoke to said the system isn't user-friendly. They often have to scroll through a crowded interface to find a long address where they have to go, or the status of other emergency services deployed to the same call. Their union says these glitches make their already packed days more challenging.
All the information that is relative for the paramedics is present in the calls. As for any new system, getting used to the user interface is can be challenging for some paramedics, but I mean, everything is going well with regards to that.
He says the system is an evolution and more features coming down the line will help avoid issues with call duplicates. He says a team monitors the system 24/7 and collaborates with the supplier to correct any technical issues if they arise.
Ambulance response time numbers were not readily made public. CBC asked for them and was told to make an access to information request. We also reached out to the company that developed the system, MRS Inc. They responded and said that they do not comment on customer-specific environments or issues and referred us to Urgences-santé.